it also struck me that there was a global inflation crisis after COVID, which skyrocketed the cost of goods. To make that post-COVID cost of living phenomenon worse, the government added a 2.5% tax on shoes and on bags and on clothing apparel. So imagine this. You are the owner of a shoe store in Castries and you import shoes for a living. Then it would mean that every time you bring shoes into the country, that on footwear, says the Health and Security Levy, that you would have to pay 2.5% at customs. Then to haul that container on the trucking fees, you would have to pay another 2.5%. On the brokerage of the same consignment of shoes, you would also have to pay an additional 2.5%. On the marketing bill of the shoe store, you would also have to pay 2.5%. On the rent of that shoe store, you would also have to pay a 2.5%. On the security guard or the security company that you have hired to secure that shoe store, you would also have to pay a 2.5%. On servicing the computer that you would use for the till, cashing in and out and keeping inventory, you would also have to pay 2.5% to the government. These are just some of the many examples where the 2.5% is compounded. Now, in addition to the 2.5%, you would also have to pay VAT, 12.5% VAT, on bags, on shoes, on socks, on vests, and other clothing apparel necessary right now for back to school and sending your children to school looking the very best they can. All of these costs are passed on to the consumers, carrying up the cost of school supplies even further. We in the United Workers' Party have always argued that the 2.5% is a brainless idea. It's a bad idea. It's an idea that will only compound an already difficult problem, one of very high cost of living. And now we see the ripple effect that is having on school supplies. This will only make a bad situation worse. It makes the cost of school supplies much more expensive and further out of reach of many parents who are still struggling to complete their back-to-school shopping. It places a significant burden and hardship on the backs of ordinary families, already struggling to make ends meet with unlivable wages. But please allow me to say this to you. When you elect the United Workers' Party, one of the first order of business is to revoke the 2.5% that makes life difficult for you, the people of St. Lucia. We will end this ill-conceived tax created by the St. Lucia Labour Party that does not understand the ripple effects on cost of living that this tax is having on you, the people of St. Lucia.